This is the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top-performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. Each week, your host, W.G. Bunch, and his guests share memories and stories about the past, the present, and the future of the Huntington Tri-State Area. That's Huntington, West Virginia, Ashland, Kentucky, and the Chesapeake and Proctorville, Ohio areas. If you used to live here or you currently live here, you're going to catch yourself saying out loud, "Wow, I remember that." Now, here's WG.
Hey, what's happening? Here we are. There you are. Hey, thanks for being here. It's the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine. I'm your host, WG Bunch. First, let me say thank you to our sponsor, Realty Exchange, #1 top performing real estate firm in the Huntington Tri-State Area, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, also now in Florida. Realty-ex.com. And thank you to the podcast production company, Circle 270 Media. Google them. You can reach them. They're easy to find. They're one of the big keys why we are doing so well here at the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine. Circle 270 Media. Want to do a podcast? Contact them. Doing a podcast? Want more people listening? Contact them. Circle 270 Media. I have got one of my favorite guests of all time, Al Kendall, here to... Oh, my God, he's got his laptop.
You knew the spreadsheet was coming.
I love this guy. This guy, Al Kendall and I, we went to school together and all this stuff, and he has... It's still out there, right? Al Kendall's music album sides, right?
Yes, Al Kendall's album sides. Al-Bum.
There you go. Al, you started playing drum. Drums that's always been your thing, yes?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And you started in middle school, elementary school?
Elementary.
Okay.
Yeah, third grade.
And he has been on other episodes. There's one called Rock This Town that we did with Chuck Oney, and we did one about movies where we talk about Xanadu. That we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, we should.
The night is young, but anyway. But we're talking about local musicians. Let me start by saying I should know, but I don't know a lot of. I'm sure you'll be able to enlighten me on. This person in this band used to. I know right. Billy Ray Cyrus,
right.
Which is great. I have nothing against Billy Ray. I know Billy Ray Cyrus, and I know who else from this area. God bless Trace Ritter, but I as far as like the biggies. Now Bill Withers is he's from West Virginia, but not from here.
Yeah, it was Slab Fork, which is
Slab
Fork, West Virginia.
I think I had that at a restaurant one time. It was all you could eat Slab Fork.
I think it's just outside of Beckley, maybe.
Oh, okay, all right. Enlighten me on local musicians that I'm not going to know. Did you have any idea, WG, that this guy or this gal is from? The Mandrells are not from here, are they?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Now, so many people are from like Eastern Kentucky when you get into country music and everything like that because they have the country music highway and all that stuff. So I'm not sure. Like you could tell me anybody in country music is from like Paintsville or Pikeville or something, I'd believe you. But, as far, and speaking of country music, and
do you like country music? I mean, be honest.
Yeah, no, I like some of it.
I'm not a big fan.
I like old school country, like Patsy Cline and Hank Sr. and stuff like that.
People who are dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of the newer country, that's more pop oriented and everything like that.
Now is Randy Travis old school country?
No, he's like somewhere in the middle. like he's more country than the pseudo rap country thing that's going on
Waylon
now or
Jennings is old school country.
Yeah, I mean, but
Willie
he's still
Nelson?
like they're still like the second generation. You know, I'm talking like their parents. You
Okay.
know?
Hank Williams.
Because like
all right,
yeah,
gotcha.
because
Yeah, I
Hank
gotcha.
Jr. would be in like that crowd kind of, but you know, I like Hank Sr. more.
Where would
and everything.
Charlie Pride be? And Charlie Rich.
Yeah, now Charlie Rich might go to old school because he goes back to Sun Records, I think.
And he's got the. I mean, that's why I have to dye my hair. Is I look like Charlie Rich if I don't. He's behind closed doors, right?
Maybe.
If
If my buddy Mike was here, Mike Lemons would tell you.
isn't Charlie Rich? Because when we get behind closed, I think that's Charlie Rich.
I could look it up on my.
It's a It might be Charlie Brown. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. But no, speaking of Hank, actually, of course, you know, one of his ties with West Virginia, not Huntington in particular, but, you know.
Hank Sr. or Jr.?
Hank Sr.
Okay.
Of course, you know, he was pronounced dead in West Virginia. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. He was on his way, like, from Nashville, I think, to Canton, Ohio. Well, he was supposed to play in Charleston. He had a show in Charleston on New Year's Eve.
Is this in the 60s, 70s, 80s? I don't know.
It was still
in the
50s,
50s,
yeah.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd have to double check on the
Okay.
exact year, but anyway, but no, he was. There was an ice storm and everything. They weren't going to make it to the Charleston show, so they said just go straight to Canton, Ohio, and you can play that show. Well, he never showed up. And so, but apparently he did that a lot because he had been fired from like the Grand Ole Opry and everything like that for drinking and things like that. But anyway, so he doesn't show up. So they're all like, oh, you know, Hank getting, you know, going to make it again today or whatever. And until the news, you know, so they're driving through West Virginia to get up to Ohio and stopped in Oak Hill, which is actually the town I was living when I was born. And took him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. At the same hospital, not that you need to know this bit of trivia, but I got hit by a bicycle when I was crossing the street one time when I was like 5 and got taken to the same hospital that they took Hank to. And I got stitches.
Totally irrelevant.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah. But that's me and Hank. We got that bond. Anyway,
Is that what you tell everyone?
Yeah.
You know, I got treated at the same hospital as Hank Williams Sr.
You know, I mean, there's so little I have to brag about. You know,
No, that's
something.
not true. But anyway, so no, I did not
So they
know
pronounced it
that.
dead. So in Canton, when they finally got word of that, that he was actually deceased, and a guy named Hawkshaw Hawkins. You know Hawkshaw, right?
No. I don't.
Okay. Hawkshaw Hawkins leads the crowd in a rendition of.
Is that a real person?
Yeah,
Hawkshaw.
I Saw the Light, which was Hank, you know, standard gospel standard or whatever. But Hawkshaw Hawkins, here we go. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I'm ready.
Is from Huntington, West Virginia, but he was a pretty popular country star back in the 50s. He even had a top 40 hit like on regular pop radio called Slowpoke, but you know, he's not well known to, you know, typical pop people. But
I can't believe I've never heard that name.
And I believe his son, Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr., I think maybe, played at Boots. Is that what the country place is here in town now?
Is there a place? I don't.
Yeah, it's
I'm
line dancing
I'm as
thing or whatever. I don't know.
I'm as illiterate about current country nightclubs and bars.
It's down on the old plaza on 9th Street.
No idea.
Anyway, but yeah, he played at the grand opening, I think, or something like that. His son
Hawkshaw Hawkins
Yes.
Jr.
Yes.
Really?
True story.
Now,
and then Hawkshaw died.
Hey, everybody, stay tuned. I promise you, I swear to God, this is not going to be all about Hawkshaw, but this is interesting. But we'll get through it.
We're done.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying, Hawkshaw died on in the plane crash with Patsy Cline.
Oh, wow!
Taking it full circle.
You are nothing but a bundle of positivity. So,
all right, I think that's all the.
Anything else other than how? Okay.
But and of course, so it should not be surprising for most people that a lot of country music came from West Virginia and everything. And so you were talking about Billy Ray, who was actually from Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like I said. But
now, see, because I remember when Billy Ray mania hit.
Yeah.
With Achy Breaky and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was in Houston. I mean, obviously, country music everywhere, and here is this dude with the longest mullet you've ever seen, and they're like, he's from Flatwoods, Kentucky, or something. And I was like, I think I know where that is, and I kind of think, and I was like, I think I know this guy. Now, I know I sound like an idiot. Did he have another song other than Achy Breaky Heart?
Yeah. Well, the only other one I know
is
as a non-country person was Some Gave All, which was during the Gulf War, I think, and stuff, and so it was about sacrifice and all these things, and so I think it got a lot
and
of traction.
And it was called what?
Some Gave All. It's a good song, actually.
So
he wrote that one. I don't think he wrote Achy Breaky, but he did have some good songs that he wrote.
I mean, yeah. So and he's somebody that we use on the logo of the podcast and stuff, just to have people go, wait a second, what?
Before he broke big, I mean, I remember my sister getting all excited. They were going to the Ragtime to see Billy Ray. I'm like, who?
What's the Ragtime?
Yeah, that's Ragtime. That was down the West End.
A club that he would play, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Bridge, I think 17th Street Bridge.
And I remember he was a good-looking dude, and that was kind of one of his hooks. Sure, was hey, he girls were like,
look, it's an empire. The Cyrus Empire. I mean, it's amazing how all that came from the Ragtime.
I know. I mean, wow. That Cyrus Empire. That's a good way of That's a good term. Yeah. I mean, and I have to admit, I was not a big fan, but as time goes by, I kind of admire that Miley more and more as time goes by, because she's pretty much like, take it or leave it. Mm-hmm. This is how I am. Yeah, I think
I enjoyed the New Year's special.
I did. Now,
Dolly.
I see. I didn't watch that. But anyway, so all right. Now, here's one of the things when I contacted Al and I said, hey, I'd love for you to come back on the show. You're the music guy. Let's talk about local musicians and whatnot. And one of the, it's not a local musician, but easily, if you're in your car, you're, doing the dishes, whatever you're doing, think of the one song about West Virginia. You hear it everywhere. It's the song that, and I have the best friends in the world. They contact me all the time and say, guess what song is on the radio? Guess what song is playing at this sporting event? Whatever the case is. Of course, I'm talking about Country Roads by John Denver. And when I contacted Al and I said, hey, let's talk about, because so much more, educate me. Mm-hmm. And Al said, wait till you, I could tell you things about Country Roads. And I'm like, because what did I just hear? I heard it in like a superhero movie or something recently, totally redone. Yeah. Not John Denver, but it was like, because I know that I know
what you're talking about. It's like a rocking version of it.
And
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and it was like on some Netflix series or something where it was just, and I'm like, But anyway, all right, tell us because I know you're the Encyclopedia Britannica of this. What do I need to know about Country Roads? I love the song.
First of all, and obviously it's hugely popular and everything. One of the things that blows me away, like, for instance, they play it like all day, every day at Pearl Harbor.
No, I didn't know
like,
that.
Not all day. Like, I don't think it's just a continuous loop, but like, because the USS West Virginia was one of the ships that rescued people off of the sinking and burning or whatever, kind of a thing, or something along those lines.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, so like it's a huge song down there. But yeah, I mean, it's probably in the top 5 most requested karaoke songs all over the world. Like people in Japan, where karaoke started, or whatever.
Karaoke. Yeah.
My favorite version that I've heard so far was when I was on a cruise down in the Caribbean, and this guy was it was like karaoke, except he played a steel drum. Right. Like that thing. And but he had backing tracks. And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Is that Country Roads?" Like, so there's like this Caribbean guy down there with his steel drum playing Country Roads. I'm like, that's odd.
It's a great. John Denver didn't write. Did he write that?
Okay, that's an interesting story too. So he was doing, I don't know if they were touring together or playing a show together, or he met these people or whatever. And in a band, I don't remember what they were called at the time, but you'll love who they became. But anyway, anyway. So
can I put my guess in?
Sure.
Bay City Rollers. Don't tell me if it's right or right.
All right,
go ahead.
So but they were hanging out after a show or something like that. Anyway, they wanted to show him this song that they were working on, and he's like, "That's incredible! Like, we've got to finish this song or whatever." So they actually wrote it together, but it originated with this. I think they were a married couple in the other band,
Now I kind of do want to play When You're Done, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, but the guy was from Maryland.
Okay.
I believe.
All right.
Somewhere up around there and everything. So a lot of the references really aren't West Virginia. They're near West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And actually, he was going to. Oh no, maybe he's from Massachusetts and it would go through there or whatever. And because Massachusetts has the same number of syllables as West Virginia, but West Virginia sounded more poetic, I guess, or something. I don't know.
To John Denver.
To whoever.
Okay, gotcha.
I think the guy writing it. I'm not sure, but anyway, but but when you look at the lyrics, geographically not quite so correct. Okay. So breaking it down, we've got. Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Almost Heaven was, our motto, but it may have come from the song. I'm not really sure where that came from, but yeah.
What year did the song come out? 70 what?
Because 71. 1971.
I would say Almost Heaven came out, as far as like the Almost Heaven slogan, came out afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I think it was Wild Wonderful then it became Almost Heaven, then Wild Wonderful, then Open for Business. You probably weren't here for that. Were you here for that?
No, we were open for business.
Yeah, they
I didn't know that.
Wild Wonderful West Virginia to Open for Business. It got destroyed pretty quickly. But anyway,
all right.
So, but Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. All right.
Are those here?
No.
They're not even in. They're not in West Virginia. I don't know.
The Blue Ridge Mountains might be a border of West Virginia, but the thing is, it's all Appalachian Mountains, right? All the way from Georgia up to Maine, Nova Scotia, I think. Whatever.
Okay.
Goes all through here, and pretty much everybody calls their particular little range whatever they want to call it.
Okay.
We call them the Allegheny Mountains.
Okay.
Right? So if you're in West Virginia, you're going to think about Allegheny.
Good God, I feel like I'm in. This is why. Where were you for me to cheat off of on my
2 years behind you
in West Virginia history with
But I got to tell you, I didn't care about history back then. But I am in full disclosure. Yeah. I am a social studies teacher, just so everybody knows.
Right.
That's why I geek out on this stuff.
And I'm a social studies dropout.
But and of course you got the Smoky Mountains down Tennessee and everything like that, but it's all the Appalachian Mountains. So, but anyway, he called it the wrong thing. And then the Shenandoah River might barely pass through the very, very tip of the eastern panhandle for like a second. But again, there were a lot of rivers like that probably would have been more appropriate if you wanted to sing about West Virginia.
Okay.
All right. Well, all right. Yeah, those are the big complaints.
We're going to play a game real quick.
All right.
Alex has no idea.
Wait, can I tell you who the couple became?
Oh no! Give me a hint, Captain and Tennille. Am I close?
You're swimming around there.
The Carpenters?
You're never going to guess it.
Give me a hint.
One hit wonder. 70s one hit wonder.
Peaches and Herb.
Nah.
Who?
The Starland Vocal Band.
Afternoon Delight.
Afternoon
Delight. They're the ones, really.
Co-writers, and they sang backing vocals on his version.
Hell,
and maybe even played the music.
Look at that. Well, I know everyone listening tonight. You're going to be at dinner with your family, going, "Hey, I got something to tell y'all. Here's what's going on." All right. we're gonna. Alex does not know. He doesn't know this game's coming up, but we're gonna do it. Let me get my phone. He's got 60 seconds to do this. Now, what is?
I don't function well with timers.
Well, you how would I know that?
You've given me quizzes before, and I have to preface everything with an explanation. I can't just say true or false.
We've been talking about John Denver. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Everybody, play at home. You have 60 seconds to name. I think what would be fair would be 15. Name 15 famous musicians or singers or whatever, not including John Denver, known for wearing eyeglasses.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
And you've got a minute to do 15 and go.
All right. Elton John.
1.
Buddy Holly.
2.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Roy Orbison.
3.
Ray Charles, Stevie
4,
Wonder.
5.
All right, I'll get off the sunglasses here. Glasses. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank now. Bunny Carlos.
6. I'll give you. Yeah, I'll give you 6.
Man, this is harder than I thought.
I'm not going to say that's what she said. Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, since I don't have any more, I think I'll just kill time.
You got 8.
Oh, okay. So it's time out.
You got 8. Every Day I Write the Book.
Oh, Elvis Costello. Good job. I literally just saw him.
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
I would have gone with DMC from Run DMC.
Okay. Fair. But that's just your shirt.
and again, I wrote the question, so and And didn't the Devo guy, that Mark Mothers?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like I pictured a shot from the video of one of the guys with the little new wave looking glasses on or whatever. I was like, oh, that doesn't count. And not even thinking about Mark. He's got his own line of glasses.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, like you could buy.
If you would have said Corey Hart, I would have asked you to leave.
Yeah.
Because it is night we are recording this. Yeah. But anyway, that's a little John Denver tie-in.
All right.
Tie-in type of thing. But
I thought you were going to make me name John Denver songs.
No,
like I got one.
Oh, no,
I got one after that one.
No. I wouldn't do that. Any other stories of the? Did you know this person is from here?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, and again, it's not a huge secret or anything like that. But the latest is, of course, Tyler Childers, who is another Kentucky boy who grew up or who got their start playing in Huntington area.
Yeah, see, I know that name, but I don't know.
Well, that whole crowd, like the people he was friends with or whatever, were the young guard when I was kind of like, retiring from the rock music scene or whatever. And they've told me stories of sneaking into bars to see us play and things like that. And it's amazing to see how he's taken off. I mean,
he's country.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. He sounds like old school country.
Okay.
And so he's not that popular. Like, I mean, as far as like, I think that, maybe some of the pop country people like, brush him aside or whatever, but he's killing it right now. I mean, he's headlining a festival down in Florida in St. Augustine, and he's one of the 3 top headliners. And the second tier is Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. So he's headlining over them at this festival.
What?
But his Country Squire album debuted at number 1 on the country chart and debuted at like number 27
and
on
he's
the pop
from where?
chart. Paintsville.
I kind of know where that is.
He's just the nicest guy, and his whole band are just great people, and I just love him to death.
Wow!
And I'm so proud of them for doing as well as they are. But,
holy schmoly!
He was nominated for Country Grammy, but lost to Willie Nelson.
Never heard of him.
It was rigged.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah. So you got that. I'm trying to think of other Huntingtonians.
That's a humongous deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize he was that big.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just mind-boggling to see some of the stuff. But
if he were to come back and play here, I guess. Question: do you remember anybody ever playing whatever the hell it's called now, the Huntington Civic Center, or the Big Sandy Arena, or the Mountain Health, whatever it is? Do you ever remember anybody playing here multiple nights?
Oh,
because you'll hear that in other towns where they're like, "Oh, we sold out this place multiple nights."
No, now I know that like what was it, Bon Jovi Cinderella tour came back around on this. They went ahead and added a night to the tour, but it wasn't like a 2-night stand.
Would Tyler Childers be able to sell out 2 or 3 nights here? I would think if he's selling out over,
maybe I really don't know what I don't know.
All right, before we wrap up, we're going to play one more. We're going to play one more game. We haven't played Your Call in a little bit. So we're going to do Your Call. This is something where I'm going to ask Alex his opinion. Very similar to this or that, except I'm calling it something new. It's called Your Call. And I want to see what he says, and if his answer matches my answer, it's the right answer. If it's wrong, then it's wrong.
So this is like the Newlywed Game?
Exactly. Except we're going to be divorced before the end of the game. All right. So
we wouldn't be the first.
Everybody play at home. Your call. And I'm going to ask Alex here. All right. As far as music, are you a bigger fan of someone who has great vocals or writes great lyrics?
Oh, vocals.
I agree. Who is that one guy that he's real old and he sings like
Tom Waits?
Yeah, that guy. Looks like
I do love Tom Waits, but anyway.
Buddy Lee.
But it's more. But with his music, it's more the song.
He's terrible.
Well, I'm just saying it's not. I've never been into him because of the lyrics necessarily. I don't understand the words most of the time.
He just, he's terrible.
All those musicians probably could have been telling me to go out and kill people. I wouldn't have known it because I didn't understand a word that they were saying. Like the hidden messages and all this.
That's not good. Because I did listen. And I'm wanted.
I did not get the
states,
messages.
But I just want to let you know. Anyway. All right. So, we agree on that. Great vocals over great lyrics.
All right.
I have a feeling we're gonna disagree. I just have a feeling we're gonna disagree on this, and this is gonna be highly contested at home. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Get out of my studio.
Hands down. No contest.
Are you kidding me? Prince over Michael Jackson. Why? Okay, okay. Right now, I think everybody now is going. They either love you and hate me, or they love me and hate you. You start. Go ahead. Why?
Well, for Prince, there's just I will listen to Prince multiple times a week. There's so much material and so many good songs and everything like that. Michael Jackson had some good songs on a couple of amazing albums. But as far as what I dig into and I want to be listening to frequently or whatever, there's that. But plus the fact that, I admit Michael was an amazing songwriter. It's amazing to find out that he actually wrote some of the crazy, catchiest Billie Jean, all that stuff. It's amazing to find out that wasn't a bunch of outside writers or whatever. I'm impressed that he actually wrote that. Lawsuit or not. Whatever. Okay. But anyway, but with Prince, obviously you have the songwriting and you have the performing, and you have all the instruments and all that stuff. It's just mind-boggling as to how much material he would put out. He had bands like The Time just to perform all of his songs that he didn't feel like putting out on his own records or whatever. It was just like he was so prolific with all that writing and everything.
Okay. All right. All right.
Do you want to defend Michael?
Yes. I'm here representing.
Don't
Michael
be nervous.
Jackson.
This is your show, buddy.
I was in Houston for a very short time, and someone who lived in my dorm said, "I've got an extra ticket to go see Michael Jackson. Do you want to go see Michael Jackson?" Well, yeah. Holy schmoly. This is the bad tour. Wowie.
Do you know that was his first tour as a solo artist? He never toured for Thriller.
That's true. Yeah, because he did Victory.
Or Off the Wall. Yeah, because they kept alternating with Jackson's and they would tour.
And don't get me, all right, hold on. We're not going to get, here's my problem with Prince. Ex-wife number one loved Prince. And he played on, I think it was New Year's Eve in Houston one year. It was the first time I ever paid triple digits for concert tickets each, because I typically got them from the radio station or wherever I was DJing or whatever. But she loved him. We went to go see him. It was the days where he was, I'm a symbol and slave on my cheek, and it was at the Houston Summit. He had a life-size cardboard cutout, which was 4'6" or whatever, on the stage. He came out and played and faced the other way, away from the crowd, more than he faced us, and played, out of maybe an hour and a half, 3 hits, because they were all on Warner Brothers. He played all this. This is another one from the new power generation. Michael Jackson would never do that. And this was on a New Year's Eve. And it was so bad, the lights didn't even really go down. The house lights stayed up.
Yeah.
And he played. And he got booed.
Wow.
And at the end, my ex-wife, we're looking at each other, and she was like, "That was awful." And I was like, I think he sang maybe When Doves Cry and like maybe and that was it. Right. Everything else was like, I mean, look, I love Prince's music. Look, I'm a former DJ. If you like DMSR, I'm out there for you. Yeah. If you like Hot Thing, I'm out there for you. If you like Erotic City, I'm out there for you. But Michael would never come out and say, "I'm having a dispute with my record label, and I'm going to take your money, and I'm going to come out here and perform songs you don't know, give you 0 show." He would never do that. And that night, I immediately turned into Michael all the way. Then I got to see him in '93 and went, this is what I want. So I love Prince's music.
Yeah, sure.
But just the whole, what's your legacy?
Right.
I mean, the legacy of him just going, well, I stood up to the man. Well, you stood up to Warner Brothers, and what did that get you? I mean, you released a ton of songs, and I know I'm going to get blowback for this, but I'm just saying you released a ton of songs nobody cared about. I'm just saying, after a certain year, and I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm always going to be a Michael. I'm always going to be a Michael guy because, I mean, you know my favorite band. We're in the studio. You see the posters everywhere.
You
and
like
stuff.
the Flash.
I love. I mean, I'm all about. If I'm going to see you in concert,
Right.
you better give me. Let me ask you this:
Right.
what's one? Give me an artist you've never seen live, who you would love, dead or alive.
Okay, I was say dead or alive.
Yeah,
Okay.
that you would love to see.
Oh gosh.
While you're thinking,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I maybe know one or two of her songs. I'd go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Just because of the videos I've seen of the production of the pyro and the. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift,
Right.
but I would rather go see the circus
Yeah.
than go see a rodeo where it's like just a bunch of people with their headlights on in a circle.
See, mine might be something, along the lines of like Led Zeppelin or something like that. Just mostly, John Bonham playing drums live would have been, amazing, whatever. I know that it was rough. I've seen live video and everything like that. It was rough. It was not pretty all the time or whatever. But, show wise,
But no, it's not show. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, if I wanted to see a spectacle or whatever, like, I do think it, would have been cool to see like Pink Floyd, or something, because I know that they had a big, a cool show. And
I've been lucky enough to see Pink Floyd and the Stones and the Who, and I mean, and all of them are great.
Yeah.
Zeppelin, that would have been cool, but yeah, as far as the Michael and Prince thing is, Michael's my guy. I mean, he just was all about
the show.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's pretty cool, and also the fact that I have a sequin glove that I pop out every once in a while for just some sort of just impact thing where people go,
right?
Why does WG have a sequin glove on? Which is
it really a sequin glove, or is it a fuzzy glove with gold glitter on it?
No,
because they give it whether it's free with like some Motown's greatest hits thing or something.
It's a sequin glove. I'll let you wear it before it's over. All right. Thanks again to you, the listeners. I gotta I'm still blown away on how many people are listening. Thank you so much. The Facebook page for Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, that's where you guys can interact with each other. We love it. And Realty Exchange, thanks for being the sponsor. Circle 270 Media for producing it. Al Kendall, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
And
WG, we are out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. If you have a memory you would want WG to talk more about, just send him an email at memories@htstimemachine.com or post a comment on the Time Machine Facebook group page. Did you like this episode? Be sure to share it with friends and family. You can find a link in the show notes that you can use to share it. And be sure to let Realty Exchange know that you like the podcast as well. Their contact information can be found in this episode's show notes.